Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. So this is actually a spread I haven't done in a really long time. It's past, present, and future. So on these, I tend to pull the cards first because it requires a lot of clarifying since it's over such a long time frame. So this may not resonate for every Sagittarius out there. It doesn't always. It may not be your story, but take what resonates and leave the rest, of course. I always start with the past and kind of work my way forward. So this is also one of the weirdest readings I think I've done in recent memory, so we're going to get into that though. So Sagittarius, in the past, it looks like there was some kind of relationship. The Hierophant is here. It did feel in the beginning very much like you'd manifested wish fulfillment, either on your part or their part. It felt very magical in the past. It looks like it did end. And I feel like it ended, so the Ten of Swords. I don't necessarily feel like it ended because of betrayal, but it definitely ended because somebody was very emotionally distant. There's emotional distance all over this reading, and it is your energy. So King of Cups is someone being very controlled about their emotions. This is, while it can be a very emotionally mature person, it can also be somebody who's kind of keeping their emotions very tightly controlled. Normally I wouldn't say that, except this reading, everything is about controlling emotions. Emperor on the bottom of the deck, standing in power, being very controlling. It looks like perhaps this relationship ended because one person thought it was magical and the other person was really holding back and not really giving any emotion to it. Feels like this King of Cups wanted to be single, possibly just to put energy into work. Doesn't feel like whoever this reading is for, because you can flip the energy. This could be your person who is emotionally detached and you thought the relationship was magical. Whoever this is for, who was detached, it looks like that person may just have wanted to be single. They wanted to focus on themselves, be able to do what they want, focus on work if they so chose, kind of put energy into themselves potentially, but not a lot of emotional investment, not in the past. That seems to be the reason for the ending. What's interesting is I have a King of Cups and a Queen of Cups out here. So that's a match. That's like definitely a perfect match. It almost feels like, because you have an energy of spite, which is interesting. That was the overall emotion, was spiteful. And I do feel like there is an energy here in the present in particular of purposely holding back or putting something on hold to inflict harm. Ten of Swords. Somebody ended something. The other person is feeling spiteful and is holding back purposely to inflict harm on that person, sort of in the reverse, if that makes sense. So, but King and Queen of Cups, obviously there was a lot of love here. Like, this relationship looks like it was probably wish fulfillment at one point. We have the Six of Pentacles in the future. Oh, if I get a hold of it with my no fingernails. Six of Pentacles in the future with the Lovers. Again, this is a soulmate connection. Feels like a little bit of breadcrumbing, giving very, very, very little to a love situation. Could be stringing along a Gemini, because the Lovers is a Gemini card. Just giving very little to it. Definitely an energy of doing this purposely. So if you're doing it purposely or they're doing it purposely, maybe you're both doing it. Maybe that's why you're marrying each other, King and Queen of Cups. There's this holding back from healing this, from almost like holding back from what you want or what your wish fulfillment, or healing a relationship that seems like deep down means something for sure. King of Cups came out twice in this spread, which I thought was interesting. I asked if they were such a perfect match, why this holding back? Why this ending? Why this holding back? And that's when holding back, Seven of Cups came out. So Four of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. One person could be holding back because they have a lot of options or they want to pursue other options. This could potentially be you. So fire signs tend to be, I have fire sign brothers. They tend to be players. That doesn't necessarily mean you are. It could be the other person. But it feels a little bit, especially since the Knight of Wands is on the bottom of the other deck, which can be a very player-esque card in the right context. It could very well be that somebody wanted to be single, maybe originally just to work on themselves, but now it feels like holding back because there might be other options on the horizon, possibly stringing along the past person. Maybe, you know, depending on who did who hurt dirty by holding back, there may be some spite there, wanting to kind of inflict that same sort of pain on the other person. It doesn't get any better in the future, unfortunately. So we have the High Priestess and the King of Cups. This feels like almost an air of, again, holding back your emotions, playing your cards close to your chest, either you or them, just not really giving to this, even though there's love there. King and Queen of Cups, lovers, there's love there somewhere. Or those wouldn't be out on the table, I don't think. That's my personal opinion. But the Hermit, again, an air of quietness, however, clarified by the Tower. And then on top of that, the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Wands. This feels to me like this silence in the future is going to absolutely decimate any hope of ever having love with this particular person again. Maybe also decimating any future prospects. Ace of Cups can be a new love. I mean, maybe you're in such a spiteful energy or they're in such a spiteful energy that any new love that comes in is going to also get, you know, it's not going to go anywhere, basically. Two of Swords, the last card of the future. Again, that is an energy of indecision, holding back, blocking. It's a double-edged sword. It's like all options are bad kind of a situation, so you don't want to decide at all. Eight of Swords, stuck in your head, paranoid, concerned about making a decision, or just trapped in a situation that you find yourself in, clarifying the Two of Swords. And two more cards that can be interpreted as holding back. Temperance, the most obvious one. Seven of Pentacles could be like you've sown some seeds and now you've pulled back and are waiting kind of a thing. It's definitely not an energy of movement. I don't know. This is just, it feels like a mess, basically. It feels like somebody definitely was emotionally detached, wanted to be single. The other person kind of looked at this person as a great fit while there was a relationship, with this spiteful energy and kind of this, like I said, Hangman, Ten of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles lovers. It's just really, the spitefulness is definitely coming out here on somebody's part. So it doesn't seem to abate in the future. All I can say is if this is the case, it's definitely not a lot of healthy energy here. And perhaps it's something that one or both of you needs to disengage from completely instead of having the Six of Pentacles. You know, let's give a little bit to this to maybe string somebody along or what have you. Maybe it's just time to cut the cord altogether instead of an energy of holding back, because there are final, you know, cards of finality in the past, but yet it still seems to be energy that keeps carrying through, basically. Could also be, too, that it is done and one person is kind of holding on and the other person is trying to do everything they can energetically to block it and be as emotionless as possible. Because, you know, we have people that will try to hold on to us after we move on, and you got to really block that energy in every possible way. So that is something else that could be happening here. This can bring out an energy of spite because you're wanting to sort of cut that cord with that person. If they still have feelings for you, sometimes that generates a need to be a little spiteful just to get them to disengage. So not a great reading, Sagittarius. And I think your last reading was kind of not as what do I want to say? Not as holding back in energy as this is, but it was definitely an energy of somebody wanting you and you not being super sure about wanting them, or vice versa. So this is continued on in this next reading. So bottom of the deck, though, again, Emperor and Knight of Wands. That's an energy of getting in your power, moving forward, possibly with other options that you may have, or flip it if this is your other person's energy. Somebody's moving on and somebody's blocking someone, and there's definitely just not a great energy here. It's too bad. It seems like it was a happy relationship in the past. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that helped, and I will talk to you next time.